fellow cyborgs, and welcome to another episode of Angsty-Me Reads, where I read poetry I wrote 10 years ago when I was 15, depressed in the goth scene and writing poetry every day to get my feelings out. Today, we have another poem, this one entitled Betrayal, with a really adorable spelling mistake that pervades the entire poem. This was penned on the 3rd of March, 2005, and let's get into this gem of a poetry. Betrayal. Betrayal. The worst thing you could do. What did I do to you to deserve this? Betrayal. My only confidant, giving me what I don't want, being caught with the blade at hand, sanity slipping like sand in the hourglass of pain. My pain has not gone away since the day I came to you saying, betrayal. But look at that, a new hand with the knife. But I will learn those who concern themselves with me have betrayal written on the blade they carry. So let me just point out here, as I mentioned, the lovely misspelling of the word betrayal, which is repeated throughout the entire poem. In high school, Amanda was learning all these sorts of words she had never actually written down with her hand before, even if she had read them, and hadn't practiced spelling. So, especially when you're writing poetry for fun, who cares? Who cares if it's spelled correctly? At least you got your point across. You may have also noticed the intense use of ellipses in this poem. This possibly could have been a song, and the ellipses, indicated that you could just flutter on with your voice for however long you want, or maybe not. It may have just been there to slow down the reading, to sink the act of betrayal into your soul as the reader so you can understand the pain. You also probably noticed how many ellipses pervaded the first 3 quarters, but then at the very end we get this long line about, but I've learned and I'll know that in the future that everyone's going to betray me. Because, that's also a great theme in Amanda's black and white thinking, is that whatever state she's in currently is the state she will always be in. So if this friendship fell through with an act of betrayal, then therefore every friendship will fall through with an act of betrayal. You just gotta thank the prefrontal cortex that wasn't quite developed enough at that stage when she was 15. Also, you may notice the uncharacteristic colloquial use of sayin', not saying. It's even grammatically correct with an N apostrophe, probably having something to do with number of syllables or with a very loose rhyme scheme that really hasn't come across reading it now, but apparently it was very important at the time. And yet again, we get perhaps one gem of word use with the sanity slipping like sand, which is then undermined with the overly melodramatic in the hourglass of pain, which only makes me think of Jasmine in Aladdin when they're trying to defeat Jafar and she's trapped in an hourglass. So, yeah, as far as any biographical information that may have inspired this poem, there are certain facts that Amanda was involved in a couple love triangles that didn't go in her favor, so that was probably a reference to one of those. That seems appropriate at this time period. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed Betrayal, all the spelling mistakes and superfluous ellipses included. Please leave me in the comments down below the name of the emo goth punk band that you listened to in high school if you were going through a similar angsty phase. And until next time, try writing some poetry. I'm sure it'll at least be spelled correctly, unlike mine was, and continue to be lovely.